Hey, look who's here.
Hey,
with some pretty fly kicks.
Listen, we gotta start. We're gonna start off with that.
We have to.
We're not even gonna
get a shot of the kicks there, huh?
How,
these flicks.
How did that come about? Right. First of all,
can we get a shot of the shoes, guys, or no?
Shoes.
We're getting there, Steve.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Huh?
now, listen. I need. Where can I get these?
So I'm proud to be sitting here healthy today. Okay, and part of my You Matter wellness line, I got the You Matter BK shoes that are coming out for the holidays.
So where can we get these? I need to be the first person with them. Like I just got.
You're not going to be the first. Bernie's the first.
I know, but the first civilian.
Second.
I'm going to be the second person with them on. Them is fire, and shout out to you for having flavor. See
the zipper, the buckles.
You, not a lot of guys can pull that off, Bernie. That's how you do it well.
I'm trying to represent my Browns' happiness today. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to.
Who designed it? Did you design it, or?
So we got a cool friend in Cleveland, Jay Rock, who is a friend, and he's designed this Cleveland Browns special. And he, with the You Matter that I've been doing in the Kosar Wellness, and for you three in particular on stage, trying to pretend to our TV audience how fashionable I am, but sometimes I am lacking thereof in my past. So in the attempt of now health and wellness, I've been doing a little more fashion.
Someone asked earlier, are you the oldest person ever to have a signature shoe?
Yeah.
Because usually you're 20 years old, you're out of college, you got a big NBA deal, you need a shoe. I don't ever remember someone coming up with a shoe post-retirement. I think you're setting a new bar.
The health and wellness journey, the new lease on life that I have now that I'm healthy.
You feel 20 again.
You know what? I do feel healthy now. I've joked about this is the best I felt this century. Yeah. So I didn't think about it like that. Mostly the young kids get the shoe deals these days. But for me now to have my own shoe for the holidays and then be able to give back part of the proceeds to the foundation and some of the stuff we're doing charity-wise. So right now I'm putting that together because it was a limited edition of it, and I was only just made a few of them and stuff. But the response has been enormous.
I can imagine.
So we're working on that actually later on this afternoon to put these on my website.
By the way, I just got a text from a source who says Brian Sipe is pissed right now. He is furious that Bernie got the shoes and he didn't get it.
The BS-17 is coming out soon.
You already know. Hey, honey, if you watching this, we're going to make sure the bills is paid, but these will be a part of what we're doing in the budget. I got to let her know. The BKs, I don't care what they cost. I'm still getting them.
I like the mix of textures. You've got some leather in there.
Yeah.
Oh, these come from Italy. These are kind of high pricey.
They're phenomenal.
They're about the same as my wellness package a month, about $250.
Hey, this dude is good. He gave me. Listen, he gave you. We're gonna put you on QVC, Bernie. You're one of the top salesmen out here now.
Well, you know what? I'm proud to be able to say salesman and be able to enunciate and articulate. I mean, we say it in jest. To be able to be on these shows and to be able to, again, joke around, talk about serious subjects, be able for you guys to be able to understand me, for the listeners and stuff. That wasn't, and Jay in particular, some of the stuff we used to do 6, 7, 8 years ago, that wasn't always the case. So kind of proudly, to be here, feeling good, and to be able to enunciate, articulate, bring a message out. I wish the message and some of the things that we were talking about, when I started coming on the show about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, we were talking about Deshaun, and we were talking about, what to do, and we were talking about, is he tough enough? Does he really want to play? And we were talking about the involuntary twitch and how it kind of gives out on you. And again, I'm not trying to circle this about me, but we had said, hey, I played through this for a couple weeks, and I went kind of on a long segment, a homily, about I'm very proud, to how well I played in Houston and then in Buffalo to win a playoff game. But that only lasted for a few weeks, and we thought by the AFC Championship game, after about a month, my arm was really shot, and a micro tear of my shoulder started becoming a bigger tear. And we sat here 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we were, at least I was, and we were talking about if he played, that after about a month, you'd probably have it start getting worse. So how do we handle the end of November or December? Because it's going to probably get worse. And if it gets worse, and now you have the rotator surgery, it could be not just a micro tear, it could be a full tear. And, whether it happened in the first half and the shoulder was broken, or really it happened 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Do you think that it could? Because the Browns
they're
are pretty
claiming it's
definitive
not related, but
that it wasn't related. But, the skeptic
all,
in me.
It's all related. I mean, this isn't the pick on the Browns. This isn't a pick on anybody. Those are all related, okay? A micro tear does not go away, okay, by itself in a month, 5 weeks like that. So it's the phrase that came out initially that he could do more structural damage if he continued to play. You remember the phrase.
We remember it well.
We always got the phrase, well, you can't do any more damage to yourself. You can go out there and keep hurting yourself because you can't get any worse.
I mean, his shoulder essentially came out of socket. And so to me, and I don't want to second guess doctors. I'm not a doctor. I've had shoulder injuries. I know you have. To me, when it's compromised, and I think we all agree, and the doctors told us it was compromised, the structure holding everything in place is compromised.
It's just weaker in all the peripherals and all the areas around it.
You've had the surgeries, right? We've had a lot of surgeries up here, and the thing that they always tell you is, they'll say, "Oh, you'll be back better than ever," and they come back and tell you it'll never be the same. Like you can get back to doing things, but your knee will never be the same. Your elbow, your shoulder never be. It's just about getting a degree back to where you were, baseline. It's not getting better. It's just trying to decrease it from getting worse fast.
Yeah, Big G, that's the point. And even as I was coming on today, and it's just kind of one of the first shows and people that I've kind of talked to about this, and even talking to myself about, what am I going to say? What do you want to say about it? And talking some to Deshaun, a little bit about it, is you want to be super positive. You know that. We all want to be positive. And even me, as the late third quarter, early fourth quarter of my life and the stage of life I'm at, I really believe in the positiveness and spirituality of positive thinking and stuff. So saying you're going to come back better than ever, saying that after a half dozen years in the league that it's going to be stronger, I want to agree and I want to buy in on that. And then I'll hide from shaking your hands and anybody else's hands, knowing the long-term ramifications, not only what happens in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, okay, which I'm approaching and stuff, but to your point, is it 5%, 10% deterioration in your ability to play next year?
And when you're playing at an elite level, that 5% might not keep you in that elite stratosphere any longer.
Yeah, and again, as much as I want to say my skills never were deteriorating, the reality is we're all deteriorating, and every day we are getting older. So I'm proud to be slowing down the aging process with some of this health and wellness. But from the arm standpoint, once that elbow, once that shoulder, once the rotator's compromised, the reality that it's coming back better than 100% with age, he'll
have to defy odds to do it.
Yeah, this isn't Disney World right now.
Right. Bernie, let's talk about what we got now, and that's Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Obviously, his first start didn't go well. He wasn't prepared. Now they've got the whole week to get him ready. We've seen him in college. We've seen him in the preseason, but I don't know what to expect. What do you expect?
All right, so just sticking to DTR and that is, first and foremost, I, like everybody else, probably yesterday, was, damn, the woe is me. What's happening? What's up with the season type stuff. And that's mainly because before last week's game, the Baltimore Ravens were looked at as a Super Bowl team. They were playing as the elite and were playing at their place. we know the San Francisco 49ers are looked as a championship Super Bowl caliber team, and the Bengals have been there, and they are too, and the Cleveland Browns have beaten all 3 of those teams. So, man, waking
and we beat
up,
one of them with a backup quarterback.
Right, so waking up Wednesday morning, 6-3, knowing you beat the three of the top teams, KC's up there too, gotcha with that, but knowing that we could compete, Super Bowl wasn't crazy by us Browns fans Monday and Tuesday morning to be thinking that. When we saw that Wednesday, I think a lot of us, God, the season's over, and I'm still answering the DTR question, is the Super Bowl stuff and the Super Bowl champion stuff, probably isn't the realistic dream right now, but with the healthy Deshaun and the way the team played Sunday, it would have been cool and not unrealistic for us to sit here and talk about that this Thursday. I don't think that part of it is realistic now, but I tell you, I'm not disappointed in seeing DTR, and I look forward to seeing him play Sunday. I'm not, again, his marketing rep nor an apologist for him. I don't know him that great, but the little bit I've seen of him in person, love it, and love how he played in the preseason. Absolutely way, way different. The getting sprung on him and getting sprung on the coaches at 10:30 on Sunday morning. Game plan and play calling and execution, of course it was lacking that day. So now having a week to understand how to do this. Look, we don't want to give the game plan away, but I mean the Steelers know we don't want to give that game to them. Their offense is massively struggling. So
we handed the first game to them.
Right. So let's not early, get down 14-0 like we did against Baltimore. Deshaun's not here. Let's not do the 7 or 10-0.
How do you change the game plan? How will it look different?
So we know, unless something happens with our defense, we know that the Steeler offense isn't really going to kill you. They're not. And if they do, so be it. Then it's going to be rough Sunday, okay? Yeah. But right now, we got the next man up. Other positions have to really step up. So I'm anticipating our defense is going to continue the woeful confidence of the Steeler offense. So shutting them down and them being shut down early. So in turn, not making that turnover early, not making that mistake early for us, so that we don't give them a 7-10-0 lead. And if they end up getting a 10 or 14-0 lead, they would have had to have earned it offensively, not by a special teams mistake or a offensive turnover.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing for DTR is to not turn the ball over. I know that's obviously it sounds simple. Nobody is going to ask him to win the game.
Yeah, and here's the other thing from a game planning perspective. I'm going to put my quarterback shoes on if I had athleticism like DTR. And then also kind of the hidden issue, it's just not a DTR issue. It's, hey, is DeJuan Jones going to practice today? Is he out there? We still have the 2 tackle issues. So who plays tackles against Superman 1 and Superman 2, Highsmith and Watt? So I also anticipate the interceptions and mistakes in the last game came off of drop back throws, on first down and on second and 3 to 5. So I really anticipate our structure of play calling to be a little different in terms of course, running the ball. We say quick game, but quick game drop back and get you in trouble. I see like the play action.
What do you mean by that?
Play action, bootleg. Let's simplify the reads. Let's threaten the run. Let's possibly RPO it. But when we throw, let's do nakeds and bootlegs, okay, where maybe it's half the field or you could really orchestrate somewhat of some easier throws, some safer throws, and some protected throws.
That's what I haven't heard that in a while. When you say, 3-step can be tricky, right? Because if you're getting pressure up the field, you're in some of the shotgun stuff, you're in 5 wide. Now you're looking at 3 seconds, 2 seconds, in 1 read or 2 reads. You could get fooled. They can be playing robber technique where they can jump in front of passes. But if you're running the football and you run play action, Now you get some of those linebackers to step up out of position, maybe in zone coverage, and those are easier throws because you're in space. And if it isn't there, you can continue to run on and just take a couple yards, get out of bounds, and do it all over again.
Exactly. You limit your chance of making the mistake and stuff. So look at to the quick, throw quick. That's what all the offenses say against our Cleveland Brown defense. Okay, let's throw it real quick. Lamar Jackson's as good a QB as we got in the NFL. And look where that got him. They're throwing it quick at the end of the game. D linemen don't rush, pull up, tip the ball, and Greg Newsome gets his first pick on a 3-step slant. Okay, we can't do that with DTR this week.
By the way, we asked we had Leroy on yesterday, and we asked him if he had one more carry left. So I'll ask you, do you have one more throw left?
I have
2 throws left in the arm.
I have one more throw left.
You just don't have any hits left.
The problem is
no hits.
No, the problem is just with the velocity of Deshaun right now.
Yeah, that could be a problem. You know, one of the things that McNugget said, and I want to ask you what this means. He told us that in the history of the combine, since they've been putting radar guns on quarterbacks' arms, that the highest recorded throw, the fastest recorded throw from a quarterback was from Josh Allen, 62 miles an hour. Now, I was told once, and I don't know if this is true, that Brett Favre was once clocked like at 69 or 70 miles
Jeff
an
George.
hour. Jeff George had a cannon.
Yeah.
But that was the record, 62 miles an hour. DTR tied that. What does that mean in terms of how does that translate into a game plan and to a successful quarterback that he can throw it as hard as any quarterback in the league right now?
So it translates, a lot of times it doesn't necessarily translate to where it's meaningful and stuff.
Right.
But this time I think it does. And I absolutely think it does in the spirit of this week's game in particular. Because we've been really blessed with amazing weather. Go outside today, enjoy it. It's awesome. It's warm. But even better than warm, there's no wind. So the last couple games have been no wind and beautiful to throw. When you bring the wind into the equation, which we could be getting towards the end of the year.
It's supposed to be windy Sunday.
So that arm strength massively helps. And then if you implement that with kind of the bootleg in the outside game, you could really kind of mitigate your percentage or statistical risk of maybe jeopardizing yourself with the turnovers.
That's good to know because I was watching the weather forecast yesterday, and the winds are supposed to pick up as the week goes on. They're going to be stronger tomorrow, but by week's end, they're supposed to be significant. You could be looking at gusts in the 25, 30 mile an hour range, so that arm strength could be.
Yeah, and that's actually, as we were chuckling with the Brian Sipe jokes earlier, you know, towards the end of his career, towards the end of my career, we're talking about the arm strength. The arm strength was dissipating and stuff. So at the end of the year, with the big wins and stuff, the throws were off and stuff. And that's where, again, we talked about it a few weeks ago. I was concerned with Deshaun, you know, of being able to have the arm strength.
Well, that won't be a concern as long as DTR stays healthy. All right.
I got some Super Chats, and Bernie, you're going to laugh at some of these. These are some funny ones today. And Super Chats today.